Tomahawk. This is also why I like to have Ross stop this guy. And here are the reinforcements. Now, remember how earlier I said there are bow classes in this chapter, but they don't actually use bows? These guys, they're rangers and they only have swords. I don't know why they make them rangers if they're only going to have them use swords. I mean, I feel like they might as well have made them paladins, but still. There's also a Valkyrie here. She can be a little bit annoying with her crit rate on that Divine Tome. But the really annoying guy is this guy here, Purge. It's drawable, but don't count on getting that dropped unless you have someone like all the way over here at this point. But, I mean, I don't see how you do that without severe dancer usage getting them around here. But yeah. I hate this guy. How much range do you have on your silent staff? Can you actually get into... That's... No, nowhere near enough, unfortunately. It'd be really fun to silence him, but I don't think I'll be able to. So at this point, I need to... Well, I kind of need to heal Garrick, but... Okay, that druid can reach up those steps. Although, they have so much resistance, I doubt Natasha's going to actually be able to do decent damage to them. I'd probably rather have Cormac attack them. Think about the Swordmasters, I think I said this earlier on, but their damage output is not that great, so even with their high crit rate. Oh, the problem here, though, is if Eclipse hits Cormac and then he gets hit by this guy, he might actually die. Which is obviously not what we want. Yes, I can... Oh, now Garrick's doubling them. He only needed one more speed. Yeah, so this is why speed is so important. One extra point of speed can make a huge amount of difference in this game. In any Fire Emblem game, for that matter. I don't like pulling back this far, because I need to have everyone on hand to fight off these enemies, but... Heal Garrick as well. And I guess these two have high enough movement they can easily run back. Basically, the idea that I like to do is I like to pull back towards this area and turn this bit into kind of a choke point. I say kind of because usually I find the best strategy here is to be offensive, not defensive, and just kill them all before they pose a threat. Speaking of kill them all, you need to hide now. Otherwise, these guys will be enacting the kill them all strategy on you. Well, kill just you, in this case, but still. Oh, that Purge has an enormous range. Yeah, so this range is really accurate because that guy will move. And I don't like Purge's crit rate either. Put that Javelin, I guess. Have Ephraim back here for support. Can't really... I mean, I could go... Oh, but I don't like the idea of her getting hit by a Swordmaster. He doesn't double her, though, which is interesting, but... 28 attack against her 23 resistance, which is not bad, but I would not like her to be... Oh, she could potentially get hit by 2 Swordmasters. No, that's definitely out. Also, one of these guys has Luna. There's Luna. And Luna normally is not a big deal, but against someone with as much resistance as Natasha, it's a really big deal, so obviously going to avoid that. Also, you're about to see why Silence is actually pretty annoying. Yeah, even with my best Bishop, 11 hit rate with Silence. And it has a huge hit rate against enemies that it does nothing to. I guess I can try and show what Silence does against this druid here. 31 is okay, but... still not something that I'd rely on. Oh, right. I wanted to have Luke heal Ross. Oh, well, it's fine. Does Ewan stay there, or does he try and heal Garrick? I think he's going to stay here for now, because I need him to be ready to attack some enemies. Now, I think most of them are going to start going around this way, because they're probably like, oh, there's a bishop over there, so let's go for the area of the map that has more squishy people. I guess that guy went for Amelia because she's technically more squishy, but still. Yeah, the Swordmasters are going that way, but Tana's going to do pretty well against them. And I'll deal with you guys later. Are you serious? I mean, I'm glad that you're doing this, but really? I mean, I don't want to be telling the AI that it could potentially kill Cormac if it gets lucky and hits him with Eclipse, but nope, they're all just going to attack the person they have no chance of hitting. Yeah, I do not get this game's AI sometimes. I don't get it at all. I'd like to remind you that this is hard mode. And yeah, they all went for her. I mean, is Cormac out of range? I'm sure Cormac's in range. Because if they hit Eclipse, and they do have a hit rate against Cormac, and one of the druids, which, the druid, wait a minute, the druid can't even get to Cormac! The Swordmaster blocked the druid. I don't know what the AI is even thinking anymore. But yeah, like, if the druid had attacked Cormac, and... Okay, I'm glad you're doing this, because you're probably going to die. Yes, you're exactly going to die, that's good. Glad they missed, though, because that would have been a lot of damage. Okay, that's one less druid, which is always a good thing. Oh, and one more level for Tana. Please strength. You got a lot more strength than the other rune. Thank you. Resistance is not bad in this situation either. Oh, and now Tana can finally use her canonical weapon, according to Heroes. We'll be talking about that eventually, but not quite yet. Okay, you didn't attack him with sleep. But still, yeah, we have to really be careful of that purge spell. Okay, goal for this turn. Goal for this turn is to kill off everything here, because if all of these enemies are gone, Purge is much less of a threat. Sadly, Garrett can't get to anyone, but let's see. She's not... Sometimes Amelia doubles that Swordmaster, I think with 21 speed. Alright, because you effectively have 17. Yeah, you would double with 21. Which means Garrett actually does double that guy. But at this point, seeing as this is the only thing Amelia is guaranteed to kill, I'm going to have to go for this. Doesn't really matter what she uses. But that's good, because it means at least we save a weapon use there. Also get to see the awesome Paladin critical animation. Not the awesome Paladin critical animation, the awesome Paladin critical animation. She got a bit better level ups in my previous attempt at this, but that's fine. So, Tana can double these Swordmasters, which means I should probably have her go for them. Though I wonder if I can actually kill that druid. Thanks to Weapon Tricle, Thunder does the same amount even with disadvantage. Yeah. Why? I don't know why they made Anima so much better than the other types of magic in this game. Oh, I can't have you and Ephraim Ganger. And I don't really want Ephraim to do this because potentially if Ephraim doesn't even one round anyway. Okay, actually before I do any of this, let's first see if I can kill off these Swordmasters. Joshua is not doubling. That's not a good sign. Okay, I guess first things first. Let's try for a Shamshi critical? Thank you! That's one less Swordmaster. Taste of your own medicine. Also, your 0 crit rate is thanks to the Hoplon Guard. Now, how much do you do against that? Don't think I'll be able to get you to the Druid anyway. I think it... You're not Amelia, you're Natasha. Natasha is guaranteed to kill the armors, so I might as well have her focus on them. Don't exactly want Ephraim to go for that on armor though, because then he could potentially get ganged up on, and that wouldn't be good. Okay, Cormac. Even though that's a really, really big chunk of damage. I mean, I could physic him, but... That's one off a kill, isn't it? Ugh. So I know Ewan can't kill that guy. I suppose I could have... Oh, she actually needs a crit here, because 17 times 2 is not enough otherwise. Come on, critical Tana, thank you! Okay, now we've got that Swordmaster out of the way. It's now a question of... because I don't want Cormag getting bombarded with magic. And I want to leave Natasha's movement open just in case I need to heal someone. I suppose Ewan could go for this Armor Knight is a guaranteed kill. Guaranteed one shot with this. I mean, one Druid is better than several Druids, but one Druid and Purge might still be enough to kill certain people that I have here. And obviously I don't want Ephraim to do that, even if that does do exactly enough damage to kill. Because then that could happen, and then that could happen, and then bad things could end up occurring, and then, yeah, we don't want that to... Crit 10. How much luck does Garrick have? 10 exactly, good. And you're not going to be able to help get anyone any closer? Right. Okay, so yeah, Cormac does take massive, massive damage from these things. 5 and anywhere Cormac goes to kill that Druid, he's in range of that. But other than that, the only people this stage can attack are people with really good resistance, so... well, really good and relatively good, so... maybe it's not necessary to have Cormac go all the way down there. Yeah, no, you're not going to do well, because these enemy Druids have really great resistance. Because Cormac getting hit for 22 damage is terrible. Also, Purge could crit, but I'm gonna put that idea out of my mind for now. I don't like leaving this Druid around, but I feel like that's actually the best option here, because... as long as I get rid of this guy... I don't really see many people who would die to both, because, like I said, at this point, the only people this Druid can attack are people with really good well, not this Druid. The only people that this Sage can attack are people with really good resistance, so... I don't really see any of them putting someone into Purge kill range. The issue is this. Except if I move Natasha down here, that Druid is actually blocked off from attacking either of those two. Does admittedly force him to attack someone here, which could be kind of bad, but everyone has a pretty decent resistance. Okay, I just need to hope that Purge doesn't do anything bad. And nope. I could have tried to silence someone. I actually think silence isn't in range of you anyway. And Ephraim's not going to get critical by that. Yeah, don't want Ephraim to go there just in case. I could have Ephraim go there to put Tana's support back up, which I might as well do. I wonder if that guy will... no, he probably prioritizes attacking over using his sleep staff. Oh yeah, there are also these enemies, but they're not going to be a threat for a little while yet. I know Rennek is not supposed to be down here because this area's already been looted, but I really just want him to be safe from Purge. I don't want a repeat of him getting criticaled. Now I can heal Ross with loot. She herself needs healing, but a shame she can't actually do that. This isn't Radiant Dawn, where staff users can actually kinda heal themselves to an extent. I'll deal with you guys later, don't worry. Kinda thought they'd do that, but this is still no chance. I don't know what happens if... I forget if Eclipse actually kills you if you're on 1 HP or not, but the chances of being reduced to 1 HP by Eclipse is... especially none when they do this. Why are they doing this? Why did they attack Natasha? Are these guys mistakenly programmed to go to target defense, to target like lowest defense in range instead of lowest resistance in range? Maybe they are, because Eclipse doesn't technically do damage based on resistance, so maybe they are programmed as if they were physical enemies and target the lowest defense. I don't know. Like, that would actually make sense. I just can't figure out the AI sometimes. Okay, I'm just waiting for you to open the door. Oh, you are going for your sleep staff. I think I have a use of the restore staff left, though. But I definitely want you gone now. Can't quite get to the purge guy yet, though. Yeah, Tana is... just barely. I wish shoving existed, then I actually would be able to get her into javelin range. I unfortunately have to do this. Thankfully, the next couple of chapters are... I was about to say less in terms of annoying staff users, and I realized there actually is a really, 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 really bad status effect that is going to come into play in Chapter 18 that I really want to have restore stars on hand for, so actually do need to be worried about that. You are also 8 movement. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and have you in heal. Oh yeah, and I gave Garrick the Zambato for those, I was about to call them Nomad Troopers. This isn't FE7, they're Rangers here. I never noticed that before! Steel Sword and Iron Axe have the exact same stats! I'm sorry that I'm reacting like that, but it's just... my mind has officially been blown. Steel Sword and Iron Axe have the exact same stats. That is amazing. That's really amazing. I can't believe I had no idea, but yeah, I didn't. Again, if you only had one more movement. But yeah, they have the exact same stance, which is hilarious. And yeah, these guys prioritize attacking with Eclipse over moving for the most part, so I think I'm mostly safe if I have people over here. I guess you need the experience more, although I really, really, really want to kill that Purge. That's actually kind of decent damage against Tana, and my Physic user just used up her turn. Thank you for missing. Okay, I need to use Amelia anyway. See, this is why having Amelia as a paladin rather than as a general can help, because otherwise she would definitely not be able to pick up the slack here. I mean, that's more just a testament to how good paladins are in the GBA games. Well, paladins are good in most Fire Emblem games, but... and they are, I guess, a little weaker in this one thanks to not having axes, but, I mean, they have Seth, so that kind of balances it out. Right, let's see who does what. I could do that, but I'm worried about provoking them into moving forward. I mean, I know they probably won't, but it just... I'd rather be safe than sorry. And it's annoying that it's hard to judge their movement range because they like to just... because they have a clip. Oh, right, I unlocked that support, but I didn't want to do it, so I'm going to need to watch out for that. Otherwise, I'm going to... if I do that, I lock Garrick out of a supporting Marissa. That'd be a weird way to get a fail channel take, but... yeah, it could end up happening if I'm not careful. Also, Rennek, it's not quite safe for you to come out of your hiding, especially with these guys down here. Yeah, still not quite safe. Although, he can probably start running up, because that guy's going to be dead next turn anyway. Meanwhile, the bowless Rangers are coming. And meanwhile, you're still using Eclipse. I mean, I get... See, now I'm thinking that AI is being a little bit smarter, but still, it's just... it's really, really strange just how they attack when they have no hit rate. The Eclipse guy back in Chapter 15 did that as well. I take that back. They're not experiencing signs of intelligence this turn. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna kill you, that's fine. I think it's because you're in support range of a couple of people. I think they're reducing the damage. I think they used to do 21. That's at least pretty cool. Wait a minute, no, you're nowhere near support range of anyone, so... Huh. Unfortunately, that guy's going to keep using Purge. I don't think there's any way that I can cause him to use his Divine Tome, so I'm just going to have to kill him now. That doesn't do enough damage. Well, one-use Javelin will put you in range of Tana killing you, which is what I want, because she needs the experience a bit more. One less Javelin cluttering up our convoy, I guess. I don't have anything that's even slightly stronger. Oh, right, but that's guaranteed, so I might as well do this. Just didn't want to risk missing. And crit anyway, of course. But that is a level up. The promoted enemies do give pretty good amounts of experience. That's nice. Don't know if I discussed this before, but that might have been in a different take of this chapter, but I was mentioning at some point at least that... I need to heal Garrick. At some point at least that... Some people suspect the stats of promoted enemies on hard mode in the English version suffer from a bug that causes them to be a lot lower than normal, because in particular, promoted enemies in Sacred Stones, like, I mean, admittedly, Sacred Stones is a pretty easy game, but they seem to have particularly bad, stats in this game. So, some people think that there's some kind of glitch involved, that their stats are not meant to be this low. Because in some cases it looks like they're starting with, like, negative levels. Like, I think I vaguely recall reading somewhere that they sometimes have worse than their class base stats in certain areas. I don't know, but, I mean, I've heard that, yeah, that there's some kind of weird issue going on there. Sadly can't actually get rid of you. Although Joshua has the hop on guard. But yeah, I might as well try and just thin out these numbers a bit. I knew that would miss! Okay, I won't be able to use Garrick that way, but... No, yeah, that's not worth the chance of you getting critical by Divine. And this is why I had the number so far. Unfortunately, Garrick can't double these ones. He might have been able to if he was a bit higher level, but not at this point. Okay, gotta be a bit careful of Rennek here. When I say gotta be a bit careful of X a lot, but it is true. Wait a minute. Okay, you all have one use of Eclipse left. I'm just gonna... Well, you have two, but that's pretty much the same thing. I'm just gonna wait and let you go ahead and use your Eclipse, because that way I don't think you're gonna be moving. I'm gonna get into a position to actually fight you soon. Like this part I like to call the hope part of the song. Truth, despair, and hope. And now it's back to despair again. And wait for it. Guess this could be truth. And it's back to hope again. Like, I just, like, the song matches the title as well, and, like, just the way that it goes through being bleak sounding and then hopeful. I do like this song. In general, I think Sacred Stones' soundtrack is a bit underrated in the series. It has some of my favorite music. And probably is my favorite GBA soundtrack, although I've never actually played Golden Sun, but I've heard its music, and its music is really amazing, so I need to play Golden Sun. People are probably going to be really angry that I haven't played Golden Sun before, but it is available on the Wii U Virtual Console. I was considering buying it a few times. Probably should sometime. At the moment, I'm busy with Trails in the Sky, first chapter and second chapter, and probably the third after that, since that came out recently. I've been told you really shouldn't play the third unless you've played both other games, so that's why I'm holding out. But I've also been told that that the third is more of like an... First chapter and second chapter are very, very interconnected, but the third is more like a... I need to turn on next animations. The third is more like an extra, just, like, it's not as linked to the first two games, basically. It's mainly there as, like, one final adventure with the cast of both of those ones. Also, this is what Valkyries look like. They do kind of like a mini spirit bomb charging with their hands. Anyway, that's enough tangenting. Don't think that's a word, but oh well. For now, let's go ahead and kill off all three of these guys, who can't do anything about it because they were equipping their Eclipse Tomes, although two of them have Broken Eclipse now, so they're going to actually... Broken Eclipse sounds like some kind of title of something. Probably an emo song or something like that, but... who needs the Druid experience? I guess Cormac's the only one who can finish off that Druid who can actually gain experience, because obviously Ephraim can't. That's quite a bit of damage. This is a waste of the Armor Slayer, but let's just say we're not going to be fighting human enemies for much longer, so losing, like, anti-class weapons at this point, not a big deal. Can you make up for your last level up? Speed is good, speed is fine. And the increase in sword rank, which is B, that's actually pretty nice. That, you heal exactly as much damage as that. Maybe I should just very quickly... No! Gonna actually have Ephraim attack first, just in case. Yeah, that happened. Which is also why I left Natasha's turn open. But now that you've been lowered like that, now Cormac can finish you without fear of you fully recovering your health. Unless he misses a 90. Good, he didn't miss a 90. That's fine. These things are worth a lot of experience, though. I do need to heal Luke. I need to heal Ephraim as well. I suppose Ephraim's the higher priority, but at this point there's actually nothing that can attack him, so it doesn't really matter who I heal. Now I need to get Renek to the Wait a minute, are there any enemies left? Yeah, there's 2 enemies left down here. Level 3, level 2. Actually, you need the experience the most out of everyone here. You didn't dodge that time, that's good. Still not enough for a level up though, but you can heal, so you don't really need as much in the way of experience from actual enemies. That's excellent! Guaranteed one shot and attacking twice. Wasn't worth much experience though, so yeah, that's due to the whole thing about healers having low, what they call class power, or CP. Which, on the positive side, means that I didn't get a chance to show it here, but it means that if Natasha gets a kill, she gains a lot more experience than most other people would, because, again, of her low class power. It kind of goes both ways. It means that if you kill an enemy with low class power, you get low experience, but if you have low class power, you gain extra experience from attacking things. And now it's time to just finish off these guys before they can heal Orson. They're the only ones left. I kind of want to leave them alive just because I want this song to keep playing a little bit longer. But I may have to, because I don't want Orson to heal more than he already is because of that rune sword. Where's Teddy? She's still back there. I think Roz is still level 1. Just barely, though. Might as well. This is kind of a waste of men, but oh well. Okay, yeah, something before I fight Orson that I want to mention. Orson has a lot of special boss conversations. Pretty much all the Knights of Renade get special boss conversations with Orson. So that means Seth, Franz, Kyle, Ford, and those I believe are the only special boss conversations those two get in this game. As well as Erica and Ephraim. So a lot of special boss dialogue for Orson. And I might not be able to show off all of it because Franz and, not really Franz, but Kyle and Ford are both way under level at this point. I really don't think I'd be able to do another take of this chapter while carrying them along. Ah. Okay, that's good. So yeah, I might just put their conversations in the description. Okay, just use iron here. This guy's got the droppable physics staff, so yeah. Don't know why on Erica's route they reversed it to the other one, but... You know, I guess him... I don't know, either side, they both don't seem to have used their physics staffs very much at all, so it doesn't really matter where they are in terms of risk of breaking this physics staff. Anyway... I guess now I can actually do my first A support of this playthrough. Sure you did. Oh, and that's a nice callback to the B support as well. This is kind of a weird line, because really Joshua should have said Johanna instead of Renee's, but they have to keep it ambiguous in case you're on Ephraim's route and aren't supposed to know he's the prince. Yeah, that one back from the B support. So yeah, I like that A support a lot. It still could have used, I don't know, they have to... Again, I'm pretty sure none of Joshua's supports mention that he's the Prince of Johanna. Hi, Thief! Oh, I just thought of something very, very trollish I could do. I'm sorry, I went evil for a bit there, but... I'm sorry, but yeah. I'm not gonna take that chance. Yeah. I guess Ross could get a little bit more experience with this sort of review. I'm sorry. We go from that heartwarming support to that, but yeah. Not gonna take the risk of you getting those chests, not at all. It's always amusing to do that to thieves. I seem to remember that there's actually another thief reinforcement as well. But, yeah, that one's not gonna be doing much from now on. Don't even know if he, like, sometimes, I know there's It might have even been on camera too. It might have been in Awakening, I forget. Like, I know I've seen one map where a thief spawned and then immediately fled the map the turn that he first moved. Because there were no chests left, and either there were no chests left, or I'd blocked him to all the chests, or I'd stolen his lockpicks or something, but I know I've seen that happen before. The thief just immediately going, nope, screw this, I'm gone. No point in me being here now. Anyway, I do like Joshua and Natasha's supports a lot, but I still feel like Joshua's supports could have used some actually revealing that he's the Prince of Johanna. And, hello Ross's first level up as a Berserker. I hope it contains a certain stat starting with S, and I don't mean skill. Or, well, actually... Good job, RNG! Nice troll there! Nice troll move there! Thank you so much for that. I'm very grateful of... Wow, the RNG has really hated me so far. I didn't get the other two S stats that both would have been what I wanted. And at least one extra point of skill means more critical chance, and that's pretty good for Joshua as a Berserker, but still. Does anybody here needs healing? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So I might as well want to show off Ephraim's... I might as well just show off Ephraim's special boss conversation with... You're going to use the Silver Lance, aren't you? I mean, I don't think Ephraim's going to get criticals. I'm pretty sure he's not going to get criticals. Something that I also want to show off, though, is Bishops. Bishops do pretty well against Orson with his rune sword. He does nothing, and they can just slowly chip away at him. So, Bishops work pretty well against Orson. If I had to have Seth here, I'd like to have Seth do this fight, but as it stands, I don't really know who's the most appropriate to fight him, really, except for Ephraim, and Ephraim doesn't need the experience, which is kind of a shame. Yeah, you use the Silver Lance, but you have no critical weight anyway. You know, I think the same applies to you. If you replace the word Renee's with your wife, you have what sums him up pretty well. Also, I like this quote from Ephraim here. I picture Ephraim delivering that in complete tranquil fury mode. Like, just being really calm, but yet obviously really, really, really angry at this guy for just daring to sit in the king's throne. And, speaking of angry, also I could use the lockpicks if I wanted to, but, I might as well just sell those. 5,000 gold is kind of nice. And I don't want the experience from Orson to go to waste, so... Of course you're equipping that. Does mean you have no range attack at this point, though, so I can just do this. I mean... Oh, wow, nice. It's kind of ironic that Natasha's being one to fight him, considering that she just implicitly got engaged. Yeah, you know, maybe these two should actually be the ones to fight Orson, even though, I don't like the idea of, that heavy damage. I have a lot of people who could potentially heal him, though. Also, I could actually, if he fails, have Natasha finish it off. I know that these two have no connection to Orson whatsoever, but... I guess Ewan technically needs the experience more, but... Well, that hit rate is awful. But I think it's kind of fitting that the two who just got engaged fight the guy who's, crazily obsessed with his dead wife. I do think that... Okay, so here's the thing about Orson. That was probably bound to happen. That may be enough for Natasha to get the final blow. But yeah, the thing about Orson is... I think he's a much better attempt at making a tragic, a tragic villain motivated by love than Carlisle was. I still, as really creepily terrifying as Orson is at this point, I still can't help but feel really sad for him. All he wants is to be with his wife again, and just, he gave up everything, and even his last words just, you know, and he gave up everything just for that, only to find out that he was pretty much screwed out of the deal because, you know, they just resurrected his wife as a mindless zombie rather than someone who could actually even talk or feel emotions. And then him just being so far gone and so desperate to be with her again that he settles for that. It's just... Again, like, as creepy as he is, I still can't help but feel like that he is one of the most tragic villains in this game. And so, those are the items in these chests. Talisman and another Knight's Crest. How ironic that we just finished off one of Renee's Knights. And so with that, if nobody here needs healing, which only Natasha does, which I suppose I can just... I mean, this isn't going to level up Ewan, but might as well try this. But anyway, with that, we can finally seize this throne, and Renee's is officially liberated. And I guess it makes sense we're getting the bittersweet victory thing, considering what happened with Orson. And we're about to find out something very disturbing. Yeah, Seth obviously wants to spare us from this, but... You never actually see what Natalie looks like, and it's probably for the best. This is probably one of the most disturbing things in any Fire Emblem game. Yeah, let's just put it out of its misery. It's not even really her anymore. He was just desperate to be happy with his wife once again. It's just, I still can't help but feel bad for him. And those chests are all closed again. Interesting. We can't undo that, but we can make a better future for them. We can set this country on the right path and hope that something like this never happens again. Guess he did go on the run to become a mercenary. I guess you do have some character development for Ephraim in the fact that now he actually does want to be king. Which is a bit of a contrast to how he was in the flashbacks. But now it's time for something a little oh, well, first this. I feel like if this game was remade, this would actually be a full scene where you see all the people, but this reminds me of that scene from Gaiden with Alm and the public like that. The one in a certain point of awakening, the one, yes, the ending cutscene in Path of Radiance. There are actually a lot of scenes like this where, oh, and of course, the one where Marth returns to Altea. Yeah, obviously, that's the biggest parallel. So now, we're finally putting this to rest. Finally going to use these bracelets after so long, after so much time of Grotto trying to take them from us. So... I'm not even sure how they made the bracelets do that, but I guess magic? Magic can explain anything. So here we are, and here's the Sacred Stone of Renee's, and there's actually 2 treasures as well. We'll find out what those are. One of only two now. Actually, there's still Ralston, but still. Hopefully, this is gonna be the only hope we need. However, there's a few more things to deal with here. The bracelets actually hold another power. And so, this is time for Erica and Ephraim's promotion. Now, here's the interesting thing. In many games where the Lord has a plot-based promotion, you have no choice. It always happens. Which, funnily enough, resulted in me having an Eliwood in one of my FE7 playthroughs promoted below level 10. But, yeah. So here you actually do have the choice of whether to go for or not. If they're not at level 20 yet and you want them to get a little bit more levels, you can actually say no here. And I'll show what happens when you do that. In fact, I might as well make a restore point here. So yeah, Ephraim's ready to class change now. And yes, on promotion, Erica and Ephraim gain horses. And yeah, the now standard Great Lord class. Pretty much what most lords in the series promote to if they don't have a specific one. Obviously, gaining a horse makes Ephraim a lot stronger on promotion, giving him better movement and better constitution. He also gets pretty good promotion gains, and also access to his ultimate weapon, which I'll be mentioning later. There's one thing that really bothers me about Ephraim's promotion though, and that's the speed cap that they gave him. Now 24 speed cap is not terrible, and in a game with as low enemy stats as this, it's usually enough. But Ephraim had the potential to get so much higher! The cap seemed to treat Ephraim as more of a mighty glacier like Hector, but that's really not what he is. Ephraim's more of a lightning bruiser. I'd compare him more to Ike. Having great strength, skill, speed, and defense. Seriously, his speed had the potential to go so much higher, but I guess this does keep him in check a little bit and at least give Erica something she has over him. I still find it annoying though. And I might as well show Erica's class change now. And reset this music. And so this is Erica's Great Lord form. She has less speed than Ephraim, yeah. Kind of unfortunate that. Just like her brother, Erica gains a mount on promotion, making her a lot more useful, especially as she really appreciates that extra con. You know what she also appreciates? An ultimate weapon that gives +5 strength and is very powerful and effective against monsters. Promotion definitely gives Erica enough of a boost to be a bit more viable at this point in the game. And unlike Ephraim, her promoted caps are much more fitting of her stat distribution. So at least one thing she has over her brother is a pretty decent speed cap. The two lords are locked into one weapon even on promotion, unlike the FE7 lords, which is kind of unfortunate, but when you've got an ultimate weapon that's effective against monsters, that doesn't really matter all that much. Think of Erica as a mounted swordmaster, basically, just without the critical bonus. She really could have used something like that, now I think about it. Yeah, now you would have more of a chance then, considering how powerful you are. Like I don't know, like a lot of people accuse Ephraim of being Gary Stewart. In some ways he kind of is, but he does have some flaws in character development moments. And we have more than just the promotions, we also have the Sacred Twins of Renee's. Obviously, these weapons are special. They're only for the two twins. Sigmund, the Flame Lance. This is Ephraim exclusive, and hilariously, it actually had to have its might lowered in the English version. It was that powerful. Strength plus 5, effective against monsters, really powerful. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Obviously, don't need that. And so we have one for Erica, too. A Sieglind? I think that's Sieglind, that's how you pronounce it. The Thunderblade. And I can't check its stats here. But yeah, that's also effective against monsters, quite powerful, and I'm going to address the elephant in the living room right now. Those weapons are in fact named after incestuous twins from mythology, but I'll just stop talking now. Technically speaking, Fardo would have been able to use both of them as a general. Everyone here's like, where'd those horses come from? Always funny when someone promotes from a foot class to a mounted class and suddenly gains a horse out of nowhere. These horses are also pretty amazing. A lot of people, like, Xander's horse from FE Warriors has become kind of a meme. These two horses were probably the predecessor to that horse. You'll see why once I start using these two in battle. Yeah, exactly. Rachel's pointing out what everyone's missing. There is still the Stone of Rouston. So we do have two. So it's time to head to Rouston to stop that one from being destroyed. And so, as everyone rides off together to our next destination, that's where I'll end this chapter. But there's one extra thing that I want to tack on to the end here. What happens if you turn down the promotion? So, I'm going to show what happens if you say no here. If you say no, you get the Solar Brace as an item. This you can use at any time to promote Ephraim, and you get the Lunar Brace for Erica if you decline this as well. So, this is actually pretty interesting. Effectively, you're getting a Lord promotion item here. Not all Lords in the series are this lucky, so just bear that in mind. Most of them are forced to promote when the plot demands. But here, you can choose to hold it off until later if you're not ready, but I'm obviously going to want to do this now, so yeah, going to go back and show that, and with that, that's going to be the end of this part, and we'll see you next time for... Actually, I probably don't want to talk about what's going to happen next time, because that'd be spoiling things, so see you then. Two crit. That's also scary. I'm totally... And you don't even double... Oh, because of course the steel sword is weighing you down. That... I should have realized that. That's a really good thing, though, because I don't want him to be killing those enemies. Otherwise, he might suffer death by being too awesome, or death by awesomeness, I guess is a better way to put it. It's something that does happen a lot in Fire Emblem games. I don't know if I've mentioned that, the Japanese fandom has a very specific term for that situation, but it's where you put someone in the choke point and they kill too many enemies, and because of the sheer number of enemies being able to attack them, they eventually die. Even though they normally wouldn't stand much of a chance of dying. But death by awesomeness, I guess, is a decent enough term for my playthroughs. Well, you actually hit Eclipse. That's definitely something. You're the first one in this whole playthrough to do that. You, on the other hand, will probably not end up being the second. Good, I didn't eat my words. Uh-oh. Okay, that's really, really bad. That's really, really, really awful. Crap, I think I'm definitely dead now. Oh no, I should have given him an elixir. I just didn't expect it. Okay, maybe I'm double dead. Oh no, I have to do 40 minutes of playing again. I just didn't expect to trigger the reinforcements this soon. Well, I can at least try and... Oh, by the way, that's what the critical with Javelin Ephraim looks like. Oh, there's the Druid crit. In case I don't get to show it in the main footage. That's one sleep dodge. Oh, you're actually pretty smart. Yeah, you're making it so that all of them can actually attack him. If you'd stayed there, he would have had to... Yeah, he couldn't dodge them all.